From the Neller Center on the campus of Clark University in Worcester, Massachusetts, Charter TV3 presents live coverage of the 80th Clark University High School Basketball Tournament. Tonight it's Game 2 of the smaller school semifinals as the Maynard Tigers face off against the Hopedale Blue Raiders. High school hoops here on Charter TV3. And good evening once again, Andy Lacombe, Kevin Wells, our second semifinal of the night in the smaller school division. And it pits a couple of teams that have had a lot of success over the years in the Clark tournament, and teams that just played each other a week ago tonight. Paul House's Maynard Tigers and Tony Cordani's Hopedale Raiders met up in a game won by Maynard, and a good one.
Well, two great coaches, two great teams. You know, that they did battle. They went into overtime. It was an outstanding game. And quite frankly, tonight it's just going to be a rematch. So I would say to our viewing audience, get whatever you want to eat, get whatever you want to drink, because if you're watching a doubleheader tonight, you're not going to want to leave this ball game for a split second, because it's going to be a battle.
Yeah, a team that likes to run and get up and down the floor, the Maynard Tigers, they can really shoot the three as well. Robbie Seifring helps lead the Hopedale Raiders into this one. Maynard and Hopedale, the tip-off, coming up next.
I'm District Attorney Joe Early Jr., and I'm proud to partner with Charter Communications with our pledge to help raise awareness that bullying should not be tolerated. From local school students, here's our message.
It's nice to be important, but it's more important to be nice. Be a friend.
We need to foster safe environments for students in their schools and communities. Join the anti-bully crusade. Take a stand to lend a hand. Don't be a bully.
Presented by the law offices of Joseph J. Corriglia.
Doors. Every door is different. Every door, unique. And each one tells a story. Open a door at Unibank and you'll find a unique place. A bank where we listen to you and find answers. All to help you write your unique success story. Welcome to the new Unibank. Please, after you. Unibank. Bank different. Bank unique. Member FDIC. Member DIF. Equal housing lender.
Local news from Central Massachusetts for Central Massachusetts.
Worcester Police releasing new information. No working smoke detectors and extremely cold weather made battling a fire even more difficult. A tractor-trailer rollover caused delays on the pike in Auburn. About $42,000 of cocaine is seized from a Webster apartment.
Reporters in the field. And an in-depth local forecast. Worcester News tonight on Charter TV3.
Presented by Unibank and the law offices of Joseph J. Corriglia.
Welcome back. We are just about ready to go here in the second semifinal of the night. Pits Maynard and Hopedale. The Maynard Tigers come back to the Clark tournament with Ian Fowler, Kyle Monahan, Axum Semakula, Tim Lawton, Tommy Smith. Those three seniors have seen a lot of success here. Gabe Tarondo, the senior, with Ian Driscoll, Dan Liberatori, Robbie Seifring, Sam Morelli. Good, solid, physical team in this Hopedale Raiders squad. Brenna Wilson, third member of our broadcast team, joining us courtside. Brenna.
Yeah, the Hopedale head coach, Tony Cordani, he was talking about how exciting the community, they rally around them. And the first time he won a Clark tournament title, when they got back, the police, the fire trucks all welcome the teams in. So it really is, it's a community event. It's not just for the teams, it's for everyone in the town as well. So I'm sure they're looking to get back to that excitement as well.
Brenna, thank you very much. Yeah, Tony Cordani was talking about that. Of course, he's been had a lot of success. Good look inside his huddle. Tom D'Urso, longtime assistant coach. He said the fellas at the beginning of every year, Kevin, you talked about this, they put it right on the board. Clark tournament, one of our big goals. Let's get there. They're here again. They're in the semifinal. against a very good Maynard team, but let's not forget, Hopedale is the #1 seed, and look at House. Now he wears like a running suit, jumpsuit most of the time. He's got the nice suit, and he's wiping his board off with the suit.
Little elbow grease.
Yeah. Some dry cleaning bills for Paul House. Harold Ogilvie sitting front row behind him there. The former Maynard head football coach had a lot of success there. One of the Tigers.
One of the things, Andy, that I can't speak well enough about, you just heard Brenna talking about the fact that, the police and the fire department, the Clark tournament brings communities together. I can't say it enough. It doesn't matter what town you're from. If your team gets to the finals, first it starts the quarters, you got a little bit of a crowd, the faithful. Then you've got even more. Then in a championship game, you have people that played in this tournament that come back that are 80 years old that just love supporting their school.
And you've got a couple of teams here, Maynard and Hopedale. They've only met 5 times. First meeting was in 1985. They met in the finals in 2017. Maynard won that game a couple of years ago. The Tigers of Maynard, used to winning championships now, and they would be try to accomplish a relatively rare feat by winning 3 straight. And they defeated Murdoch in the quarterfinal round. Monahan gets them going there in the middle of the huddle. There's Hopedale on the other side. They defeated Littleton by 20 in the first. They come in as the #1 seed, split with Sutton in the talented Dual Valley Conference this past winter.
Pretty interesting. You say Monahan leads them. Kyle Monahan, a starter here for Maynard, only a freshman. Only a freshman.
Yeah, they've got some talented guys, some young guys behind some of their seniors. Monahan, Fowler. This is a Maynard team. I saw them against Sutton not too long ago in the regular season. Sutton was up big on them in the 3rd quarter, and Fowler, Monahan, Smith, and Lawton just went berserk from beyond the arc. They can really catch fire shooting the rock. They win the tip. Tommy Smith, 1,000-point scorer, reached that in the quarterfinal for Maynard. Fowler now back to Monahan. Turns and shoots off the mark. Semapula tried to keep it alive. Out of bounds, it'll go to Hopedale.
Well, Hopedale starts out with a real tough, very aggressive man-to-man defense.
Now, Hopedale, Tony Cordani, they got some good physical players. Robbie Seifring's a football player. He's a physical quarterback, 2-way player on the
travel
football team for BMR. Travel, and it goes to Maynard.
Again, great, kudos to Maynard. They doubled down on that. They did a great job. Didn't put the ball to the floor, consequently turnover.
Smith pulls up for 3 off the iron, no good. Lawton tracks it down, gets it back out to Monahan. Monahan pulls up off the mark and out of bounds and go to Hopedale.
Well, semifinal game on TV. Again, first quarter is
you got to get a little, get some energy out, nerves.
Absolutely. Get the kinks out.
Hopedale working around. Ian Driscoll on the floor. Sam Morelli now. And this is Toronto.
Nice ball movement by Hopedale.
Dan Liberatori for 3, all net. Raiders on the board first. Liberatori had a big game in the quarterfinal.
Full court pressure by the Raiders.
Not afraid to shoot it, and nobody on the Maynard side is as well. There's Lawton. Lawton just fires it up for Smith. Smith's got size advantage there. Semakula, weak side rebound. Quick out
job
to Fowler for 3, no. Rebound Seifring.
Nice job by Maynard. Again, offensive putbacks.
Stolen, and Maynard, Tommy Smith makes a nice play off of Liberatori's leg, and Maynard gets the ball back.
Great hustle that time.
Maynard and Hopedale, two powers in this tournament over the years, and play each other now in the regular season. That's relatively, I believe, relatively new within the last several years. And it may have stemmed from their meetings at the Clark tournament. Monahan's three goes. And we're tied.
You talk about working out the kinks. First shot for the freshman, air ball. Second shot, knocks down a trifecta. Not a bad shooting percentage so far for the young man.
Liberatori's driving, goes up off glass, off the mark. Axum Simakula the rebound, here comes Smith.
Hit the sweet spot on the glass, just a little bit too strong with the shot.
Tommy Smith guarded closely by Ian Driscoll.
Tommy Smith, the last time these two teams played, dropped 28, and Tim Lott dropped 30.
It was a 75-72 overtime victory for Maynard on the road. That one's off the mark, may have been partially blocked. They're going to get a foul on Seafring, who took down Semakula.
Well, pretty good call. I don't know if we have that or not, but a lot of contact inside. There's the shot. Let's take a look right under your basket. You can see right there, bodies hitting the deck. Semakula on the bottom. First team foul against Hopedale.
Try to inbound here, and they flip it up to Lawton. Back to the freshman Monahan. He goes strong off the glass for two. He's got the 5 points for Maynard. They have a 2-point lead.
The lefty. Kind of like a left-footed kick, a little bit of an advantage. The vast majority of shooters are right-handed.
Toronto lost it out of bounds, and it goes back to Maynard.
Notice that Hopedale does not guard the ball out of bounds. They double the guards defensively. They're trying to get open.
Yeah,
Turnover
they
there.
Get a quick turnover out of it. Hopedale gets the ball back, inbounding under their own hoop. Toronto, Liberatori for three. Back iron, no good. Kept alive by Toronto and company.
What a great job, again, attacking the offensive glass.
Jumper is off the mark there. Rebound, Tommy Smith. Raiders have already gone to the bench. Alex Lucchini was the last shot there. Lucchini, there's Smith. He goes up for two.
Well, high ball screen. Smith came off it, going to his left. He got into the middle, was able to pull it up. Nice soft shooter's touch.
7-3 the edge for the Tigers. John McDermott, Lucchini.
Little too
Firing
much.
the Liberatori over his head. Maynard basketball. They're going to get some of the starters back in. Quick substitution for Hopedale.
I think Tony Cordarni, trying to keep his team fresh. He knows it's a much bigger court, the width and the length.
Brenna talked about there's Smith to the hoop for two. How much Hopedale loves the Clark tournament. When we first started doing these games, Hopedale was in the mix, out of bounds. Go back to Maynard. Hopedale was in the mix. They had the strongman Coleman Knee, but we would get emails from like Hopedale fans with stats and all kinds of things. And Channel 3 doesn't even go to Hopedale, but they were all excited about it. They knew we were doing the game, and they have a lot of passionate fans that support the Raiders.
Hopedale, very good athletic school. Baseball certainly another one of their good sports. Nice backdoor cut.
Monahan for three. Off the iron, no good. Good rebound by Morelli. Here comes Hopedale. Morelli. Lucchini. Toronto, Driscoll, and Seafring out there for the Raiders.
Great patience by Hopedale as they run their offensive set. 10 on the shot.
And defense just kind of forced it away. And another turnover by the Raiders. Paul Howes, he's got the Maynard colors. Got the game day suit. He's ready to go. Tony Cordani, an outstanding lacrosse official in the spring, as well as a coach here. Three ball on the way for Maynard, and it's drilled. Maynard's Tyler Kapopoulos knocks it down.
So now you've got a freshman that can shoot the rock. Sophomore Kapopoulos knocks down that trifecta.
Seifring for three, answers back.
Well, Seifring has been an anchor for this team, you know, and he has been around the Clark tournament and has seen quality playing time. Big steal.
Steele coming back the other way. Alex Lucchini. Lucchini's up and off the mark. It's blocked away by Monahan. Good recovery by the young man. Long arms of the freshman, Monahan, knocking that one away. Seifring to inbound. Dan Liberatore.
Well, Seifring jumped back inbounds. He was open right away.
He's got the ball back. Driscoll, deep three. Front iron, no good. Rebound, Lucchini.
Maynard, one of the things, Andy, they will run the double teams every chance they get. Whether it's in the corner, whether it's foul line extended, it doesn't matter. If they have a chance to come from the blind side, they'll run the doubles.
Liberatore trying to get around Lawton. Deep three from Seifring, in and out, and rebound Lawton.
Not a bad look.
Tommy Smith is the point guard for Maynard. They list him at 6'1". I think he's a little taller than that. Battling, Kapopoulos battling away. There's Lawton, he just charges in. Two big bodies collide. Down goes Seifring, and they're gonna get a foul on Maynard.
Lawton is a 6'3" senior power forward. Like I said, last time out he had 30 against Hopedale.
Sean Permiano gets the call against him. It's his first foul against Maynard. In a quick moving first half, 12-6 the score. Just over a minute 15 left. First quarter, rather. Sometimes tough to get the energy in the building back after a thrilling first game.
Illegal screen.
Another turnover. Hopedale plagued by some turnovers here in the first quarter.
Alex Lucchini picking up his first.
Sixth turnover by the Raiders. Under a minute left, first quarter. Fowler can pull it from almost anywhere. So can Monahan, they're fearless, the shooters. Monahan battling the bigger Morelli, goes up, no. Samakula's there, almost got that one to go in the trees.
Nice position rebound.
Shoot, Liberatore, no. Last touched by Maynard, Hopedale ball. You can hear the coaches shouting the instructions here from across the floor. As Lucchini inbounds. Looking for help. Toronto for three, no. Rebound Smith.
Well, another good look for Hopedale. It's not a bad shot at all. They just can't get that to drop.
Tommy Smith, they're calling for one shot on the Maynard sideline. Under 10 now. Smith on Wilson. Going to the hoop, they're gonna get an offensive foul against Smith. Standing in was Morelli.
I'll tell you, nice job taking the charge there for Morelli, taking one for the team. 6.4, that's gonna give Hopedale enough time to get a look. 12-6.
Smith just trying to avoid that contact, try to give a glancing blow, but Morelli was in good position. Let Hopedale bring it up a little bit. Toronto. Liberatore comes off a screen, has to get it off. He does. No good. Tip back was after the buzzer. So Maynard off to a quick lead, 12-6 after one. The second semifinal is underway from the Clark tournament.
I'm District Attorney Joe Early Jr., and I'm proud to partner with Charter Communications with our pledge to help raise awareness that bullying should not be tolerated. From local school students, here's our message.
If you see someone getting bullied, stand up for them. You never know what a few words can do.
We need to foster safe environments for students in their schools and communities. Join the anti-bully crusade. Take a stand to lend a hand. Don't be a bully.
Presented by the law offices of Joseph J. Corriglia.
Well, Andy, let's take a look at some of the highlights from the first quarter. The scoring from both teams. Wasn't a high-scoring quarter. Take a look at the freshman. You know, we had talked about he took that first shot really tight, missed it, but then he knocked down that trifecta. Here's the shooter's touch into the teeth of the defense, and then a sophomore knocks down a trifecta from the corner.
Yeah, they have getting contributions from all around right now, the Maynard Tigers. All time in the Clark semifinals, 8-5. Maynard would run into those Sutton juggernauts a few years ago before Maynard started winning their titles, and since they were a year away, they were once the hunter, now they're really the hunted after winning back-to-back titles.
Geez, I was getting a little hyped there. They had the music playing in the background, Andy.
You like Vanilla Ice.
Well, it was one of your favorites, I know that. Nice Ice Baby.
That's from my era. There's Morelli. Oh. And let's see.
Oh, he's got a foul. Nope.
Foul before
did he have
the
a travel before?
No, travel.
Well, nobody's going to win there.
No.
You know, the officials came together. Tony Cordani not happy. One has a foul, one has a travel. But they said the travel was before the contact.
That one's tipped out of bounds. It's going to stay with Maynard. Cordani still pleading his case over there. One of the great coaches of Central Mass. There is Tim Lawton going in strong.
He's a force to be reckoned with inside of the paint.
Yeah, he casts a pretty big shadow down there. He's a big guy. Can really carve out some room.
Very strong, and he's got a nice soft touch.
Nice feed from Toronto. And Lucchini just can't get it to go.
Seafrain coming back in the ball game here for Hopedale.
Coverage of the 80th Clark High School Basketball Tournament on Charter TV3 is presented by Unibank. Here's Fowler. Fowler is fouled by Toronto.
Well, Toronto's just not giving him enough space. He's got to get his hands out. You don't want to keep your hands tight. Extend your hands into the passing lanes, but he was just kind of riding him a little bit.
Tommy Smith, great football player as well for Harold Ogilvy's Tigers, quarterback. Here's Fowler, quick kick. Smith for three, all net.
Great ball movement by the Tigers.
Timeout, Tony Cordani and Hopedale. The lead is stretched to 11, 17-6. Maynard, timeout on the floor, we'll take it with them. You are watching the Clark Tournament on Charter TV3.
I'm District Attorney Joe Early Jr., and I'm proud to partner with Charter Communications with our pledge to help raise awareness that bullying should not be tolerated. From local school students, here's our message.
If you see someone getting bullied, stand up for them. You never know what a few words can do.
We need to foster safe environments for students in their schools and communities. Join the anti-bully crusade. Take a stand to lend a hand. Don't be a bully.
Presented by the law offices of Joseph J. Corriglia.
Well, his great penetration and then the kick. Here's a good look at the ball movement. And then, of course, nothing but net by Tommy Smith. Again, penetration into the middle, kick to the wing, reversal, and Smith just rips the cord.
Smith has 7 to lead Maynard in the early going.
Now Maynard, 17-6. Not a high-scoring ball game so far.
They love this tournament, the Maynard Tigers. Just like Hopedale, 36th Clark tournament appearance. All-time record, 41-30. And they are, again, a mainstay in this tournament. Oh, good power program down there in the DVC. Morelli. That's Wilson. And Morelli, a little two-man game. Morelli's going to shoot the three. Lawton gives it to him. Off the mark. Rebound, weak side to Wilson.
Nice job by Hopedale chasing that down.
Robbie Seifrin. Guarded by Fowler. Toronto up and in.
Nice job by Toronto. Took it down the lane, around a defender, and then off the window.
Fowler, quick three to answer. Comes out, but back out to Maynard. Fowler controls it out to Smith.
Semakula kept that alive. Again, second look here for the Tigers.
Maximum effort guy, Axum Semakula.
Well, he's like the ever-ready bunny. He just doesn't stop. He goes and goes and goes.
Fowler's on an island out there. Somehow gets it to Smith. 5 on the shot clock. Smith on Morelli. Deep three. Just off the mark. Rebound Seifring. Seifring raced it across to Toronto. Liberatore of Wilson. Liberatore's their shooter. He can really fill it up from beyond the arc.
Great patience by Hopedale. Good
Morelli,
look.
Three, top of the key, goes home.
Huge shot, his full court pressure, but Maynard.
Yeah, they just didn't get organized. Hopedale. Maynard beat it quickly. Fowler for 2. Back the other way, Morelli, reverse layup, and he's fouled by Lawton. Big time play from Sam Morelli.
Reverse layup, a little bit of French off the window. Nice spin. Take a look at it. You'll see the drive along the baseline, under the iron, protects the basketball off the window. What a great shot.
And now Sam Morelli can try to complete the three-point play. He does, and the lead is down to 5 for Maynard. Sam Morelli has 6, and he has a steal.
Hopedale on a little bit of a
They just
run.
couldn't control it. They tried to find Liberatore. Run and gun, that's the Maynard way, and Hopedale trying to give him a little bit back. Just couldn't connect on the pass.
You know, Maynard had opened up that 12-point lead. You're saying, gee, is Hopedale going to continue to be cold? Next thing you know, it's a 5-point lead.
Fowler gives it off. Now it's Monahan. The freshman goes to the hoop and gives it off to Kapopoulos for 3. No. Rebound on the weak side and a foul. That's Ryan Monahan who picked up the rebound.
So the foul goes against Robbie Seifring.
It's his second here in the first half. Fowler thought about it. Seifring got out on him. Kapopoulos, oh, behind the back pass, broken up. Comes back the other way. Here come the Raiders. They kick it back to Morelli. He's going to go strong. He is fouled and he'll go to the line.
Sammy
Morelli.
Yeah, Sammy Morelli taking it hard. Right through 2 defenders, he got hit. Just couldn't get it to go.
4:21 left. Morelli just made one here at the line. Hits another. 7 points for Morelli. Go with a couple of rebounds here in the first half. There's the Hopedale crowd.
It looks like a whiteout.
Yeah. Raiders brought a big group. North to Worcester. Rebound, Monahan out to Smith.
4-point advantage for the Tigers.
Driscoll trying to guard Smith, doing a nice job. Almost forced a turnover. And ball still loose. Well, Monahan had a couple of cracks at it and out of bounds, and now it's back to Hopedale. Excuse me, Ryan Monahan had a couple cracks on it.
Hopedale with an opportunity to cut the lead to 2, possibly 1 with about 4 minutes left.
Driscoll, they get Lucchini back into the game. It's Hopedale, and he's at the top of the key. Thought about it, no.
Had a good look, but he was a little hesitant to pull the trigger.
Toronto, he's going to pull it. Off the iron, no good. Rebound, kick back out to Morelli. Morelli steps right up, almost. Thought about it. Maynard's letting them
big steal.
Take those deep ones if they want it. Here's Smith going back and finishing the other way. 6-point edge for Maynard.
Big steal and a great finish. A little bit of breathing room.
Tommy Smith's all over the place on defense. He's really working. That one's tipped out of bounds. Primiano, Sean Primiano knocked that one loose. Tracked down all the way back in the corner by Clark Tournament Committee President Brad Monroe. Doing some extra duty back there.
Well, he's still got pretty good quickness. So if you watch Maynard in their man-to-man, when they get hit with a screen, nice job.
Yeah, good finish from Morelli there.
When they're playing D on a screen, the screener's man will hedge out and force the offensive player to dribble out further. Oftentimes they'll allow the defense, their teammate, to fight through it, but if they can't get through, they automatically switch. So, you know, it's a practice art. It's an art that every day in practice you got to go at it, and they do a nice job doing it.
Turnover from Maynard gives it right back to Hopedale.
Here's a switch.
Toronto for 3. Off the iron, no good. Lucchini keeps it alive. And they think they're going to get a shot clock look at it. They want to take another look at the time on the clock.
Right.
Hopedale making some things happen here, or trying to make some things happen on the glass. They've got 8 offensive rebounds here in the early going. Paul Howes will not be happy to see that number, but
Well, I think Tony Cordani, did a shot go up and hit the iron? He's wondering why the shot clock's going from 27 to 18.
yeah. Oh, it does. It
Yeah.
does hit the iron.
Yeah, so as soon as it hits the iron, it's a reset. So unfortunately,
there's no instant replay.
And it is what it is. 18 seconds on the shot clock. Hopedale will have the ball. Oh, get a foul.
We're going to get a foul. It's going to be on Fowler.
There's a Hopedale crowd.
Kind of the Bronx cheer from Hopedale's crowd.
Yeah, a little excitement. That's the 15th foul on Maynard.
And now they get a fresh clock anyway, so it evens back out for Hopedale. Seifring to inbound. Bertori's back in the game. He's on the wing. He's open. He's shooting. In and out. Rebound. Weak side to Lawton. Here comes Smith.
Nice job by Seifring, keeping him in front. Prevented him from getting through the lane.
Smith and Seifring have a little bit of a history. There's a 3 from Fowler, and it goes down. 7-point lead for Maynard. Seifring was on the BMR team, the quarterback that upset Maynard in the playoffs this past fall. Tommy Smith, the quarterback for Maynard. Not a lot of people in Central Mass saw that one coming. Hopedale trying to keep that going here.
Healthy, competitive friendships.
Yes. Morelli goes up for 2. Sam Morelli's having a good first half for the Raiders. (24-19) Smith 3. All net.
Well, I'll tell you, he can shoot the rock, that's for sure.
And I'm telling you, these guys, they get hot. They can go on a huge run. Liberatore tries to answer. Rebound to Smith. That's the danger of Maynard. Oh, he tried to thread that one in, intercepted by Morelli, and Toronto's going to finish it on the break.
Well, nice turnaround. Picks up a deuce. That cuts the lead to 6.
Liberatore goes down, and Monahan goes all the way to the hoop. It's tipped in. They give it to Semikula, who tips that one in.
Well, I don't know if he's the one that got a hand on it, though.
8-point game. We're racing towards halftime. Paul Phillips, Mike Burles, the halftime guests. Don't change the channel.
I know, this
could be the last interview we ever do. That one is off the mark. There's a double foul.
It's like
coming up.
Maroon 5.
The 80th Clark Tournament on Charter TV3 is presented by the law offices of Joseph J. Cariglia. Paul House. Maynard won the districts last year in boys basketball and girls basketball. The girls team is coached by Paul's wife. They won it right before the boys did, and the boys were joking with Coach House that the pressure was on, that he had to match the household win. And they did. Big year for Maynard last year in hoops. Raiders to inbound. Toronto. Toronto for 3. Hits it.
Well, big bucket right there for the Raiders. Cuts the lead to 5.
Here comes Tommy Smith. "15 seconds and ticking. 5-second violation. And it's a turnover, and it goes to Hopedale. Dean Packard, the official, making that call. Longtime official.
Paul Howes pleading his case.
Howes is not happy. He's turning different shades over there. He looks like Brenna's jacket, his face right now. Howes is one of the great coaches. Loves this game, loves this tournament. And when Maynard wins a tournament, man, do they celebrate. 5 seconds. Liberatore trying to go around. He's in trouble over there. Kicks it out, throwing it over, and hits the broadcast booth. And out of bounds. Danielle DeLucia almost got beamed next to us.
1.5.
Throwing it up, Kepapoulis hit the backboard, but that is the way the half ends. Maynard on top of Hopedale by 5, 29-24, and the Raiders tried to chip away. Maynard had a double-digit lead at one point in that first half. It's down to 5 going to the break. Brenna Wilson standing by with Hopedale head coach Tony Cordani. Brenna.
Coach, what do you want to see from your team in the second half?
We got to be a little bit more patient with our offense and run it through a little bit, make a few more passes. They're playing great D, and rebound the ball on the other end, I think, is what we're looking to do. So should be a good second half.
Good luck. Thank you.
All right, thank you, Brenna. Brenna has Paul Phillips and Mike Burles next. It's 29-24. You're going to want to stick around for the interview because really anything can happen. We're back with more of the Clark Tournament right after this.
Doors. Every door is different. Every door unique. And each one tells a story. Open a door at Unibank and you'll find a unique place. A bank where we listen to you and find answers. All to help you write your unique success story. Welcome to the new Unibank. Please, after you. Unibank. Bank different. Bank unique. Member FDIC. Member DIF. Equal housing lender.
I'm District Attorney Joe Early Jr., and I'm proud to partner with Charter Communications with our pledge to help raise awareness that bullying should not be tolerated. From local school students, here's our message.
It's easy to bully, but the really strong help others. Just say no to bullying.
We need to foster safe environments for students in their schools and communities. Join the Anti-Bully Crusade. Take a stand to lend a hand. Don't be a bully.
Presented by the law offices of Joseph J. Cariglia.
I absolutely loved every minute of playing high school sports, and just the feeling of going into the locker room before a game and how cool it was coming out and the whole town's all around the field cheering, and it's just such a special feeling.
Played basketball and golf at Auburn High. I was the captain of both teams my senior year. For me, I learned a lot because I played high school sports when I was at Auburn High School.
I started back in March of 1997, and it was a lot different then. I was the only person in sports. We were shooting on VHS tapes.
I started in December of 2000. I was the assignment desk editor and the Health Watch reporter. I was also always a sports guy. You get paid to do things that you love to do, and for us, that's being on a ball field or a basketball court or just being around sports.
Our enthusiasm, I think, for sports is contagious, and everyone gets swept up in it. It shows in, I think, in our overall product in our sports, that everyone cares.
Local news from Central Massachusetts for Central Massachusetts.
Worcester Police releasing new information. No working smoke detectors and extremely cold weather made battling a fire even more difficult. A tractor-trailer rollover caused delays on the pike in Auburn. About $42,000 of cocaine is seized from a Webster apartment.
Reporters in the field. And an in-depth local forecast. Worcester News tonight on Charter TV3.
Presented by Unibank and the law offices of Joseph J. Cariglio.
Welcome back to the half of Hopedale and Maynard. Maynard currently leads 29-24, and we are joined with longtime Clark basketball coaches Paul Phillips and Mike Burles. And buckle up, because I'm not really sure what's going to be happening right now.
Well, first of all, we want to explain why we're dressed this way. We are incognito because since we announced, and this past Saturday when we retired, we've been asked to be on the Steve Harvey Show.
Yep, the Ellen Show.
Ellen DeGeneres Show. Who else? Late night.
Jimmy Fallon.
Jimmy Fallon. Paparazzi's been following us around.
Wow,
It's been terrible.
Every time I step out, Channel 3's in front of my house. It's
Channel
like
3,
unbelievable.
Mike Marcy's been calling us for interviews. It's been tough.
It is.
It's been really tough.
But somehow we were able to wrangle you guys up for this. I'm not sure how, but might be a little connection that we have, but that's fine. First of all, I just want to congratulate you on the retirement from coaching.
Thank you.
First of all, like 21 years with him.
We've been together.
Yes.
How many years total?
29.
29
years.
How can you guys?
Well, we're best friends. I mean, he's like a brother to me.
Although some people think we're husband and wife.
Yeah, husband and wife. But the truth of the matter is, I think you have to have, when you say best friend, especially in this business, basketball, I can turn to Mike Burles after a game, practice, whatever, and say, am I wrong? And he'll tell me straight. You know what I mean? He'll say, you're being a jerk, right? You were wrong. And then I've got to apologize or do whatever to make it right. So, I mean, that's always been our relationship. It's a very honest, upfront relationship. Him and I have always kept things very much in perspective. We do a lot of fooling around. Obviously, by wearing this stuff tonight. We've got, you know, we can't, don't take yourself too serious, don't take the game too serious. And that would be our advice to all young coaches.
Exactly. And when this started, way back when, everyone kept saying, because of his personality, and my personality, he's type A, I'm probably type D, you know, a little more laid back. So it worked out well. I mean, we've been a good, you know, combination.
I'm the guy that yells at the refs. He's the guy that talks to the refs. You know what I mean?
I try to smooth things over after he's gone
he grabs
bonkers.
me, throws me back, and then he talks and finds out what's going on.
And by the way, I found out that the coach of the Los Angeles Rams, head coach, he had one assistant who took control, made sure he didn't run out onto the field and everything, and pulled him back. All these years, you owe me about $10 million.
Yes, I do. Yes, I do. Right?
So, what are some memories that you guys have that stand out from coaching?
Well, I think memories because of us being involved with 2 programs. Truthfully, the memories are the kids. And now they're grown men. And I mean, there's a lot of, you know, wins and losses. And tournament play and all that, but what I love is so many of our players over the last couple of weeks have reached out to us and texted both of us, and I never look at this like this is Paul Phillips's retirement. It's Mike Burles and Paul Phillips's retirement from basketball. As he says, you know, he has a real job and I had a make-believe job, but anyway, I mean, that to me is what the memories are mostly special
It's the
about.
former players reaching out and having maybe an adult beverage or two with them at some point.
Well, see, that's the good thing about college age too. You know, you
Sure.
get to that and you can go out with them if you want to.
It just proves how old we are, because some of our players from Anna Maria, we have one that his
Yeah.
son is on our team now, so that just proves how old.
Nick Pappas that played for us in Anna Maria, his son Charles Pappas is a sophomore on our team this year. And I tell everyone, you know, that I was only 15 years old when I was a head coach in Anna Maria.
Obviously, I look older than 15 at the
well,
time.
you
even
look,
back
that's
then.
why your nickname is.
Now, finally, you know, Clark Tournament, obviously, it's a big deal, but you guys have also been able to see some future players here.
Sure.
What makes this tournament so great?
You know what? It's really hard when you the concept of 80 years of anything. And when I tell that to people, they go, "No, not 80." I go, "Yeah, it's not. It's 80 years at Clark University." And what we've been able to do is, I always feel there's a lot of really good basketball in Central Mass, and I've been coming to this tournament. We've been coming to this tournament since, my God, well before being here.
Probably at the 40-year mark.
Even not even in coaching in college, coaching in high school, and we would come because there were so many great kids to watch play, great teams. I mean, this day and age, to get the crowd that you even have here tonight, where it's on TV, and we know most people want to be home to see us being interviewed.
I'm sure that was a big selling point for Channel 3. And you still have your FCC license.
Yeah, but it's, you know, to see these kids play their butts off, they're playing on a college court with an atmosphere, and the Clark High School Tournament Committee, because I'm here at Clark, I see how many times that they meet and they make it so special for the teams that this is it's the pinnacle for a lot of the teams.
We've been fortunate.
Did you like that word, pinnacle?
That was perfect.
Don't ask me how to
Now,
spell
we
it.
could probably go for another 10, 20 minutes, more than that, but we got to get back to the game, so we'll have much more after this break. Thanks for joining us.
I'm District Attorney Joe Early Jr., and I'm proud to partner with Charter Communications with our pledge to help raise awareness that bullying should not be tolerated. From local school students, here's our message.
Delete cyberbullying. Don't write it, don't forward it. Think twice what you type.
We need to foster safe environments for students in their schools and communities. Join the Anti-Bully Crusade. Take a stand to lend a hand. Don't be a bully.
Presented by the law offices of Joseph J. Corriglia.
Snow and a wintry mix is falling across central Massachusetts.
Clouds have been out on the roads virtually all afternoon. The streets are also getting packed with snow, making for a slippery and slick ride home.
Many are continuing their cleanup efforts into the late hours.
The snow is heavy and firm enough for me to easily stand on this snow mound here. This type of snow can cause lower back injuries and joint fractures. The type of snow making cleanup harder for shovelers.
When winter weather strikes, Worcester News Tonight has you covered.
People listen to us up in Gardner, Fitchburg, Leominster, Auburn, Millbury, Grafton, Sturbridge. You know, we have Uxbridge. Again, this is not Worcester. We just don't talk about Worcester. We got selectmen on this show that want to talk about town meetings. We're a very great community. All of Worcester County, the people that I talk to each day, that listen to me each day, that watch me on Charter 193 each day. You want to talk to me? I'd love to talk to you.
They are the greatest offender of the pink tax. You guys ever heard of the pink tax?
They say on average, women pay an extra $1,351 every year just for being a woman.
Yeah, don't preach to me about women and better treatment of women when you are basically sticking it to women when they buy your products. You're listening to the Jim Polito Show, your safe space.
Welcome back. Hopedale, Dan Liberatore got him going with a 3 early on, and Robbie Seifring as well. They had some highlights throughout the first half. Gabe Toronto, Sam Morelli led them with 11 points. And the Raiders trail by 5 after one half of play. Maynard, Kevin, they were led by Tommy Smith. He had 12 points, and he distributed as well.
Well, he certainly is a floor leader. Shows a lot of his range right there. But Maynard did a nice job of pushing the basketball up. They shot the ball, especially from the three-point, not a lot, but they shot it a little bit better, certainly, than Hopedale did.
Maynard gets the ball. Axum Simakula will inbound for the Tigers.
As we start the second half, I just want to make a point of clarification on a halftime guest. Mike Burles and Paul Phillips, they like to have fun. Paul's pretty intense when it comes to the game. But let me tell you something. There's no two individuals that have a bigger heart or care more about kids than those two. They're going to miss being on the court, and they're going to miss being competitors night in and night out as well.
No question about it. And you know what? The Clark community and the area around here that they do a lot of community service in are going to miss Paul Phillips and Mike Burles and the way they do things on and off the court, quite frankly. Ian Driscoll, deep three, off the mark. Rebound is Tommy Smith.
Nice steal by Hopedale.
Gabe Tarundo goes up. Simakula bothered it, and Morelli puts it back.
Cuts the lead to 3. Morelli, right place, right time, and a good finish.
Monahan off the mark. Rebound, Tarundo. Hopedale wants to run. Morelli taking it strong. Lays it up and in. It's a one-point game now. Quick start by the Raiders. Here's Fowler off a screen.
It's all it takes to get the crowd back into the ball game. Couple quick buckets cuts that lead.
Well, we've mentioned it a couple times. The game a week ago went right down to the wire. Back and forth throughout. Expect something similar here tonight. There's Lawton, gets a little space off the mark. Rebound Seifring. Morelli sees an opportunity. He's fouled on the way by. Hopedale crowd loving it. Quick look at the numbers from the first half. Maynard had the advantage in the shooting percentage. Hopedale slight edge in rebounds. The turnover is big thing there. 10 turnovers created by Maynard. They scored 12 points off of it, and that was the edge. 12-3 there in the points off turnovers, as Kevin Wells points out and pointed out throughout the first half. Morelli hits the first.
Well, Morelli giving Hopedale a chance to take the lead here.
Tyler Kapopoulos returning. Word got back from Maynard on the proper pronunciation. My Greek has never been that good. Morelli's shot off the mark.
Well, in all fairness, when we're at Holy Cross, they have the enunciations in the book for us.
Don't always have that in high school. Actually, never do. There's Fowler. It's the 3 we ask, and we get what we can get.
Fowler with a big bucket right there for the Tigers.
Here's Driscoll going to the hoop. Swatted away by Lawton. Good defensive play.
Great timing. Reverse layup attempt, and it was thwarted.
Maynard by 3 after that Fowler 3. Stolen by Lucchini. He's going the other way. Left-hand finish. Hopedale back within 1.
32-31. Tony Cordani going to his bench already. Going 3 deep. It's a line change coming up, Andy.
And they're going to make the move. A lot of those guys are starters. Smith deep 3. Oh my goodness. Smith hasn't hit the rim when he shot from out there.
No, that's like
half the time.
He has radar built in because that was an NBA 3.
35-31.
Nothing but cord.
Yeah. Wow. Good take from Tarundo off the mark. In Lawton the rebound. Back comes Maynard the other way. Monahan, Fowler rather for 3. Fowler cans it. 7-point edge.
6 points for Fowler right there. 2 trifectas.
Morelli. Driscoll. Tough defense, and they're going to get the foul called on Monahan. That's the 4th on Kyle Monahan, a big foul. That'll send him to the bench. Joseph Lavolsi returns for Maynard.
Now, sophomore subs for the freshman.
Smith tried to tip it away. Toronto, 3. Front iron, no good. Rebound, Lawton. Lawton starting to impose himself on the glass.
Boy, when he goes after the ball, he just, you know, expands and goes up strong.
Somehow found Smith there. Kapopoulos working on the bigger Seafring, gets it out. Fowler, 3. Oh my goodness, he's fouled. It almost went down. Toronto got him, and 3 shots coming to Ian Fowler. Maynard can strike so quickly with their shooters that a tie game can instantly be broken open quickly.
Well,
I believe it was 29-29.
Yeah, we had Hopedale actually went up 1.
Yeah.
And then the next thing you know, they're down 7.
Fowler hits the 2nd.
So Hopedale showed you they came out, they scored the first 6 points of the second half. So we've had 2 little runs here. Both teams can score in bunches.
It's the 2nd, 40-31. Nearing the midway mark of the 3rd quarter. Seafring guarded closely by Fowler. Seafring pulls away. Off the mark, rebound. Back in. And Ruccini's fouled by Tim Lawton.
So that's on the floor. Nice shot fake. Got the defender off his feet, but he didn't get his shot off in time. But it's a possession, so Hopedale will retain the basketball.
2nd foul against Lawton. This is Jake Wilson with the ball. Wilson to Seafring. Wilson for 3. Cannot get it to go. And Maynard comes down with it.
Great look.
Fowler, 3. Front iron, no good. Rebound, Liberatore. Somehow get it ahead to Wilson. Back to Seafring for 3. Back iron, no good. Kept alive. Toronto fouled. It'll be Kapopoulos picking up the foul.
Nice
It'll be
job.
his first.
Toronto gets the rebound, takes it into the teeth of the defense yet again, and he gets fouled on the floor. 4th team foul from Maynard, 3:17 to go in the 3rd.
Liberatore with a little bit of space. Misses the mark. Rebound, Maynard. Liberatore was the high scorer in the opening round quarterfinal win for Hopedale. Savolis going to the hoop and out of bounds. Last touch by Maynard. Lavolsi, excuse me. Going to the hoop. Certainly a game of runs in this one. They have runs and then they have lulls.
Well, we got to reach. That's going to be the 5th team foul on Maynard.
Robbie Seafring returning to the lineup for Hopedale. I'm going to say a timeout has been called by Maynard. Timeout on the floor. Maynard's on top by 9, 2:35 left in the 3rd from the Clark tournament.
I'm District Attorney Joe Early Jr., and I'm proud to partner with Charter Communications with our pledge to help raise awareness that bullying should not be tolerated. From local school students, here's our message.
Delete cyberbullying. Don't write it, don't forward it. Think twice what you type.
We need to foster safe environments for students in their schools and communities. Join the anti-bully crusade. Take a stand to lend a hand. Don't be a bully.
Presented by the law offices of Joseph J. Cariglia.
Well, we had talked about the fact that we can score in bunches, and Maynard certainly can do that. They knocked down 2 threes, so they're shooting the ball really well. They're starting to get into a little bit of a groove. They've got a 9-point advantage, 2 minutes and 35 seconds to go in the third quarter, and the Tigers the engine is starting to run smoothly, Andy.
Championship Saturday coming your way. A doubleheader starts Saturday live at 6 here from the Neller Center. We already have a final set, Westboro and Groton Dunstable in the larger school division.
That'll be a great matchup.
Gansett is in, yeah.
They've already played twice. Westboro coming out on top twice, winning the Mid-Watch B by beating them. However, we know it's difficult to beat a team 3 times.
Nice inbound there, Keeney, and he's off the mark. The rebound, Seifring somehow comes down with it. He's actually hit by his own man, so it's a travel.
Great hustle by Hopedale, keeping it alive. Looks like a Hopedale administrator stepping in over there, doing a nice job of keeping their fans back. A little upset there. Full court pressure by Hopedale. 5-second violation.
5 seconds. And it goes back to Hopedale. You know, the Clark tournament does a nice thing. You know, they keep the crowds in check, but they get to stand, they get to celebrate, they get to make some noise.
Well, that's all.
It's okay. It's healthy. It's basketball.
Absolutely.
That's out of bounds.
You know, I think that excitement is part of the pride.
Yeah.
You know, it's just part of the fabric of high school basketball. You know, they're not allowed signs. They're not allowed noisemakers. You know, they're not allowed vulgarity, but they certainly can cheer and boo a little bit.
Kapopoulos quickly into the offensive end. And that one out of bounds. Last touched by Hopedale will be Maynard ball. I don't know if you can hear the Maynard fans behind us. They're not happy with the officials. Part of the passion of the tournament. That's last touched by Seifring.
Right. Nice job defensively. Putting a little bit of pressure.
Tony Cordani is going to get Ian Driscoll back in the lineup for Hopedale. The young fella, Kapopoulos, is going to inbound. Gets it into Smith. Smith rising and off the mark. Rebound, Toronto lost it out of bounds. Toronto trying to plead his point.
Yeah, it's the second time. I think he was trying to plead his point when he fouled the three-point shooter.
Inside, nice move. Well designed into Lawton for 2.
Yeah, Lawton just opened up and came back into the lane.
Timeout taken by Tony Cordani and Hopedale with 1:57 left here in the third quarter. The 80th Clark High School Basketball Tournament on Charter TV3 is presented by the law office of Joseph J. Cariglia. 80th Clark Tournament Championship. The doubleheader on Championship Saturday starts at 6 p.m. right here from the Neller Center and right here on Charter TV3. Kevin Wells, Brenna Wilson, myself, Andy Lacombe will be there, and we'll be here ready to go on Saturday. Brenna's still recovering from the Phillips and Gramps interview at halftime.
Quite honestly, that could stay with her for a lifetime.
The thing is, with Burles, those are actually his glasses. I think they went to a costume store, but those are actually Gramps' glasses. I think he actually has that in the wardrobe. Part of his wardrobe, and 2 great characters. Paul Howes is a great character as well, as he's got his Maynard team in good position right now, up 11. Got Tony Cordani, Tom Diorso. Diorso's a longtime baseball official. See him in the spring, in the summer a lot. Umpire. Driscoll off a screen. Physical screen on Smith allows Liberatore to get around and in for 2.
Well, again, a nice job taking it, getting himself into position to lay that up and off the glass.
Kapopoulos, little stop and go. Tried to get to Semakula. Last touch by Hopedale. Nice play on the far end by Ted Gamula, the former Quabbin AD and member of the Clark Tournament Committee. One of the all-time greats of Western Mass and North County. Smith backing that one up. He's thinking about getting a little bit of space. He'll shoot it, and he's fouled. And he'll go to the line to shoot 2.
Seafring, is that his 3rd? It is.
3rd on Robbie Seafring. Tommy Smith has not been to the line. Only Fowler has for Maynard. Not a lot of free throws taken in this game. Smith hits the first. 16 points for Tommy Smith to lead the Tigers. You got Ryan Monahan back into the game for Maynard. Smith makes 1 of 2. Last touch by Semakula out of bounds.
It just goes to show you, again, Semakula just goes and goes and goes. Came around the box out, got his hand on the ball, almost came up with a steal.
If I had a basketball team right now, Joe Cortez would be my power forward. He stands in, he would take every charge. He just doesn't move. Guys have flown into him, balls have hit him. He's a rock out there. He would be in the middle of my defense.
I think it's part of his challenge.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I'm going to stay steadfast.
Yep.
Not going to draw the charge. You're going to bounce
off. Last night
me.
I called him an MMA guy, but I want him right in the middle of my basketball defense. I've seen him take a couple hits already today. He hasn't even flinched. Seafring. Liberatore thought about it. Good defense. Back to Liberatore. Somehow got that one off, and he's going to be fouled. Looks like Monahan on the call. That's his 2nd.
Nice give and go. Take a look at it. There's the pass, the cut, and the shovel pass right back. Nice job.
Great awareness by Sam Morelli. Liberatore hits the first. He has 7. Had 22 to lead Hopedale over Littleton in the quarters. Cuts the lead down to 8 with just under a minute to play here in the 3rd quarter. In what has been kind of a slow developing 3 quarters of high school basketball, given the way things are played. This ball is on the ground and tied up. Wicked battle for it. Possession's going to go to Hopedale.
Great hustle by both teams. As you said last night, in the scrum, and the officials jumped right in. Great hustle by both teams, you know. It's a loose ball, and then they all get up.
Maximum effort. As you'd expect, these 2 programs, they play hard. They're noted for it. Here's Seafring.
I'm actually surprised Seafring's in right now. He's got 3 fouls, and it's the end of the 3rd quarter. Hopefully he stays away from that 4th foul.
Liberatore coming off a screen for 3, in and out. Rebound, Toronto, put it back, no. And the rebound comes out to Fowler. Couple of opportunities for Hopedale.
Just couldn't get it to drop.
Will Maynard hold for the final shot here, under 20 seconds to play. Smith and Seafring going head to head. They get a little space from Monahan, throws up the 3 off the mark, and that is how the quarter ends. Maynard holding on to an 8-point lead, 43-35. One more quarter of play to decide who goes to Saturday night's championship at the Clark.
I'm District Attorney Joe Early Jr., and I'm proud to partner with Charter Communications with our pledge to help raise awareness that bullying should not be tolerated. From local school students, here's our message.
Delete cyberbullying. Don't write it, don't forward it. Think twice what you type.
We need to foster safe environments for students in their schools and communities. Join the anti-bully crusade. Take a stand to lend a hand. Don't be a bully.
Presented by the law offices of Joseph J. Corriglia.
Well, Andy, let's take a look at it here. Hopedale off and running really early in the third quarter. They did a great job getting themselves back into it. But Maynard would have nothing happen because you are not, they answered the bell rather. You're not going to keep the lead.
Yeah, the little mini runs sparked by a couple of big threes, and that's what Maynard is able to do, and just keep a little bit of space between them and Hopedale. An 8-point game coming down to the final quarter. What you would expect. It's somewhat low scoring between these two teams. They were in the 70s. Of course, that went to overtime a week ago on Valentine's Day. Maynard gets the ball to start.
Well, we'll see if there's any defensive
Steal
adjustments.
right away by Morelli, stole the inbound. Liberatori's going to drive the basket up and off the mark. And we're going to get a foul against Maynard.
It'll be a 1-and-1.
7th team foul, 8th team foul rather, and Uccini's going to the line. One and one.
Only a junior, Alex Lucchini, 6'2". 2 big free throws.
Hits the first. Just 3 seniors on this Hopedale team. Gabe Tarondo, Robbie Seifring, Wes Rodriguez. And then it's juniors for this group.
Nice soft touch by Lucchini.
So they and Sutton, both junior-laden teams, are going to be battling it out next year in their conference and probably beyond.
Tigers with a 6-point advantage.
Kapopoulos.
Yep,
And
going the other way.
Smith on a shove.
Kind of an easy one. Smith kind of walked in and then just blatantly kind of pushed off. Officials aren't going to let that happen.
Tommy Smith and Robbie Seifring, old foes from the football field. Second on Smith. Can Smith avenge the football loss with a win here at the Clark tournament? Of course, Seifring played for BMR in football. They're a co-op program with Blackstone Millville. Hopedale is. Tarondo going to the hoop. Oh, just can't get it to go. Here comes Maynard. Tommy Smith, full speed dribble to the hoop. Oh, he lays it up and in.
Well, I'll tell you what, you got to have a lot of guts to get in front of him. He was like a steamroller. He had one thing in mind, and that was scoring the basketball.
Good defense by Smith, cutting off Liberatori. Morelli thought about it. Driscoll pulls it and rips it. Hopedale within 5 after the 3 from Driscoll. Fowler, out by us. It's gonna be Maynard basketball. On hand to inbound.
I'll tell you, Dan Libator, I've been watching him the entire game. He never, ever once has complained to the officials about anything. You know, I just love the way he plays. He goes out, he plays hard on both ends of the court, keeps all of his emotions in check.
Smith just flings it across the court. Lawton somehow comes away with it. Now Lawton steps into a 3, and off the iron, no good. Travel on Maynard.
Well, Paul House's coat is coming off. 6:18 to go. Mark your calendars. Not happy with that. He felt his player was bear hugged, and that's why he traveled.
House gets his defense back set up. And what happened here? A travel on the other end. Tommy Smith forced that one by stepping up on the pass.
Okay, so it's a wash.
And the Maynard crowd to our left enjoying that.
5-point advantage for Maynard.
Driscoll eyeing the basketball as he guards Smith. See how far out the Hopedale defense is. Kapopoulos, a little fake move. And off and no good. And then he takes down Toronto. That'll be a foul on Kapopoulos.
Well, we're going to shoot 2 down the other end.
Shooting 2 the rest of the way, Hopedale. Only 2 fouls called against Hopedale, being noted by the Tigers fans. Toronto goes to the free throw line to shoot 2. Hits the first. Got them both. Cuts the lead down to 3.
Well, it certainly is playing out the way it was expected.
Tommy Smith to the hoop. Fouled, and it goes.
Great move getting to the basket. You know, a clutch player, Tommy Smith. We said he had 28 the last time these 2 teams matched up, so he knows how to score the basketball. Left-handed drive, nice shot up and off the window. Great score.
He knocks down the free throw and completes the 3-point play.
A little bit more breathing room.
Just something about the swagger on this Maynard team. They don't get rattled. Of course, Smith and Lawton, Fowler have been in these battles before. Toronto, great feed to Morelli. Morelli can't hit. Gets it back.
Nice ball movement.
Driscoll 3, no. Lawton, tied up by Seafring.
Oh, great job. Lawton brought it down, and Seafring took advantage of that and got his hands on it.
It's going to stay with Hopedale, a Hopedale ball. Seafring under the hoop. Liberatore, baseline jumper deflected out of bounds. Wait a second.
Wow.
They say Maynard ball, the initial call. Let's see, they'll confer. Maynard ball. Liberatore wants to know how he shot that sideways.
Right.
Tony Cordani is an official in lacrosse. I always wondered about the dynamic when you're an official and you're a head coach in a different sport. With how you talk to the refs. Cordani is a classy guy. On all
Offensive
ends.
foul.
Foul comes back the other way.
I think that is that Monahan?
That is on Monahan. That's 5.
That's it.
Big foul. And a weapon from the outside. Lost for Maynard. Paul House has to get a substitute in there. He does. He already has somebody in there. Monahan, talented young player. Kapopoulos picks up another foul. Hopedale's going to the line again.
Well, it's a long way. They're going to be, like you said, Andy, they're going to be shooting 2 all the way till the buzzer.
We could be here a very long time, I think, is what it feels like.
It has potential.
Yeah. Morelli hits the first. Sam Morelli leads Hopedale. He's got 17 points. 6 of 8 from the field. Rebound, Tommy Smith. Smith and Driscoll off a screen from Semakula.
Maynard trying to be patient with their offensive set.
Smith for three with space. Short. Rebound, Semakula can't finish it. Lawton rebound. Fouled and it rattles out. Tim Lawton goes to the line to shoot two.
Well, again, you know, the big fella just does a great job of positioning himself to get the miss. Goes up and get it. He gets hit. Take a look at it. There's a miss by Semakula, but then missed a lot.
It's his first. He's got 5 points, somewhat held in check, but 8 rebounds for Lawton. And now 6 points and 8 rebounds as he hits them both.
Nice touch from the free throw line. 7-point advantage, 4:30 remaining. Timeout.
Yep, timeout. Tony Cordani, the #1 seed, Hopedale Raiders, trailing by 7. The 80th Clark High School Basketball Tournament on Charter TV3 is presented by Unibank.
Well,
our first game was a tight one. Won by Narragansett. This one going down to the final minutes. The Hopedale fans bringing the gym to life. Good look inside the huddle of Paul House.
What are they saying? Role reversal. I'm going to ask you. Role reversal here. What's Paul House saying to his kids right now?
I think Paul House defensively wants to make sure they have somebody on Seafring and Seafring and Liberatore. I think offensively they just continue. I think you just keep trying to push, try to even up this foul scene a little bit.
Well, I think that, you know, their offense, they've been really patient. They've worked the ball around the perimeter. I mean, they've got to attack the glass a lot harder, especially off the bounce, in order to make that happen. But what they're doing right now is working, so I don't know, you know, if they're going to try to change their plan of attack. I mean, Hopedale's going to continue to turn it up defensively, but they've been picking up full court. Hopedale has had some really good looks. They haven't, even the putbacks, you know, a couple missed putbacks that at this point could make a big difference.
Take care of business on the glass. Maynard's never had, they've had some size, Chris Bastine in the past, but this is a lot like some of their championship teams. Driscoll to the hoop, and he is fouled.
I think Lawton will pick that up.
That'll be number 3 against Tim Lawton.
A little bit of body contact there. Nice job getting it to the rack. Chance for 2 to cut it to 5.
Iron unkind there. Get some substitutions into the game. That's Joe Lavolsi. Driscoll's second on the way. No good. Rebound, stripped away, fight on the floor. Smith tied up with Morelli.
Great hustle by Sam Morelli. He almost was able to get that basketball. It's going to be tied up. Possession will go to Maynard. That obviously means that Hopedale will get the next tie up. 7-point advantage for the Tigers.
Here's Kapopoulos.
Sounds to me like you have his name down.
Yep, I got it down now. I'm saying it every time. He could even be near the ball. Lawton, there's our guy, Kapopoulos. Drives it out to Fowler for 3. Touch the top end of the backboard, out of bounds. It'll be Hopedale ball. 3:42 left. Substitutions aplenty for Maynard and Hopedale. Toronto, Seafring, Morelli, Liberatore, and Driscoll on the floor for Hopedale. Driscoll with it.
Nice job defensively by Maynard there. You know, denying that reversal pass, really important.
Driscoll working on Monahan. Morelli.
7 on the shot.
Morelli going to the hoop. Can't get it to go. Smith the rebound. Here comes Smith. Flying. And loses it to Toronto.
Great steal.
Liberatori, there's numbers here if they want it. Liberatori to the hoop. No call. Ball on the ground. Liberatori was out of bounds when he tried to keep that alive. Great effort. It'll be Maynard ball. And Paul Howes is making substitutions by possession now. Or almost every possession. Smith and Lawton are not coming out. 5-second violation. Good defense from Hopedale. No time comes off the clock to get the ball back.
Great stop by the Raiders. 7-point ball game. Hopedale possession. You know, again, there's eons left here.
Driscoll, Liberatori for 3. Hit it! And it's down to 4. Under 3 to play. Here comes Maynard the other way.
Liberatori, only a junior, showing a lot of experience on the court. Big bucket right there.
Hopedale fans come to life.
Big
Tommy
stop.
Smith using his size, fouled, and it goes. He is a big point guard.
Well,
if that is indeed his position, he plays just about everywhere.
Well, you said, you know, they have him listed at 6'1". I certainly think he's bigger than that. He's tough inside. There you can see him go up. He gets hit.
Can't convert the second, but Semakula
Loose ball foul.
helps create the turnover, it looks like, or the foul that's going to keep it with Maynard.
It is. So I think that...
Foul's on Morelli, second.
Yeah, I think Sam held him on the floor when he was trying to wrap around him. Semakula, the last time there was a free throw that was missed, did the same exact thing.
Timeout. Yeah, timeout Maynard. Those are some of those small plays that don't show up in the scorebooks. Why he's such a valuable player. Axum Semakula and Maynard leading Hopedale by 6. We're back with more after this.
I'm District Attorney Joe Early Jr., and I'm proud to partner with Charter Communications with our pledge to help raise awareness that bullying should not be tolerated. From local school students, here's our message.
Delete cyberbullying. Don't write it, don't forward it. Think twice what you type.
We need to foster safe environments for students in their schools and communities. Join the anti-bully crusade. Take a stand to lend a hand. Don't be a bully.
Presented by the law offices of Joseph J. Corriglia.
Welcome back. 2:28 left. Maynard fans enjoying the beats here tonight. I tell you, the DJ's been pretty good here.
He's been mixing it up.
Yeah.
2:28, 6-point advantage for the Tigers. That's 2 shots away from tying the ball game up for Hopedale.
Yeah. Hopedale in the double bonus, though. They go to the line every time for 2 if they're fouled. And Maynard, Hopedale needs to commit one more foul.
You know what they
Maynard in the bonus.
You know what they say, Andy? Defense wins championships.
Tommy Smith rolls back to the hoop. Turns out to be a 4-point possession.
Last 2 trips, Tommy Smith imposing his will inside the paint.
Smith 10 of 15, 25 points, 7 rebounds. Morelli with space, tipped away, still loose. Smith has it. Smith between defenders and fouled by Seafring. They want a intentional because he kind of wrapped him up a little bit, but it'll just be a foul and it'll be 1-1 for Tommy Smith.
Well, got to be honest with you. You know, I think that is a real good call. I certainly wouldn't have given an intentional call on that. But Smith
hits the first. Free throw shooting.
Yeah, right now he's getting it all done in
At
the
a
last
premium,
minute.
yeah. Hits them both. 27 for Smith. 2 minutes to play. So Makula goes down. Toronto's shot goes down as well. Timeout, Hopedale.
Big bucket by Toronto there.
The lead is 8 for Maynard. I'm not sure we've had any action free flowing for more than 30 seconds at a time.
I know it's been.
Timeouts or stoppages.
Let's take a look at this. Semakula fell down, and then he just stepped right in. Great job getting his shot off. And that's a big bucket. Now they've got to have a defensive stop. You know, every single trip rather, here's Tony Cordani drawing it up. You know, it's really important that defensively they get some stops. I mean, that's the only way they're going to give themselves an opportunity to win the ball game.
Paul House drawing something up on his end. Fans are enjoying it. They're having a blast here. The music, the whole atmosphere here.
It's like a beach party thing.
It has. It's been a great kind of party, and a basketball game was happening as well. This is Sean Grady's type of music being played in the gym tonight. Inbound, and they get it in. Kapopoulos with the basketball for Maynard.
Does a great job of handling the ball for a youngster.
A lot on these possessions here.
Yeah, dribble handoff. They're going to run clock. 10 on the shot.
Smith got the reach on Liberatori, so Smith goes to the line for 1-and-1. And the path to victory starting to get a little longer for Hopedale. And a little bit shorter for Maynard. Smith hits the first.
Boy, I'll tell you, he has been clutch, hasn't he, Andy?
Sure has.
I mean, the last 2 minutes, bringing us to this point, he has been knocking it down.
He's got 3 of his last 4 from the line, 4 of his last 5. 29 points for Smith to lead all scorers in this game.
Hopedale's got to get it up quick.
Toronto 3, no. Rebound, Lawton. Here comes Smith the other way. Semakula in front of the pack.
He kind of leaked out a little bit.
He lets him go by, and then they're going to drain some clock here.
Well, nice job. That's a smart play, pulling it out.
The passes sometimes to Tommy Smith, they're like throwing it to a tall receiver. Timeout taken by Maynard. They just throw it up in the air and trust he's going to go get it.
They've got 10 seconds left on the shot clock. 57.6 remaining in the ball game.
Ten seconds on the shot clock, as you mentioned, Kevin. Yeah. 10-point advantage. Hopedale must have a stop here to have any kind of chance. Or Maynard will head back to try to defend their Clark Tournament Championship, try to be a 3-time back-to-back-to-back winner.
Some of the fans starting to head toward the exit. But again, 57.6 seconds remaining. There's only 10 left on the shot clock for Maynard.
Look at these Hopedale young fans enjoying it. Having some fun out there. It's a dance party. Kapopoulos has to get it in. Does to Smith. Smith the fouler. And they give a bump there from Driscoll. 54 seconds left.
Ian Driscoll from behind.
9th team foul, so 1-1 for Fowler. This game might set a record for substitutions by Maynard. As another substitution comes in, really from like the 5.5-minute mark. They were going offense, defense.
Yeah, exactly. You know, they've been getting his ball handlers in and his defensive players in, swapping in and out. They've been very, very good from the free throw line, you know, and certainly free throws are so important.
The lead is 12. Seifring for 3. Rebound Semakula. And looks like Hopedale's going to back off a little bit here as Smith brings it up over the floor. Tried to give one there.
Well, I think they'll keep the pressure on, but, you know, they understand.
30 seconds remain for Maynard to head back to another championship game at the Clark.
Oh, travel.
Travel on Lawton. 24 seconds to play, but it is all but academic at this point. A game challenged by the #1 seed Hopedale Raiders, but Maynard, there's a foul on the play. It's on Smith. His third, and Liberatore's going to get a chance to add to his totals. Liberatore's got 10 already tonight. 3 players in double figures for Hopedale. They're led by Morelli with 17. Liberatore hits them both. Timeout, Hopedale. Well, battle to the end. The Raiders, they'll need a steal and then a lot to go right after that.
I think that might be an understatement.
A
Just
lot
saying.
to go right. They'll need a steal and Reggie Miller against the Knicks in the 90s.
There you go.
That's what they need at this point.
I mean, it's been a great game.
Yeah.
You know, the second half, Hopedale came out. They got themselves right back in the ball game immediately. They actually took the lead in the second half. Maynard is just such a formidable opponent. They're very well-rounded. You know, you look, Tommy Smith right now has got 29. Ian Fowler with 15. You know, and after that, it's single digits. But the balanced scoring attack after those two in this game has been outstanding. They've rebounded the ball exceptionally well, and they also have defended. They've hedged defensively, you know, in the man-to-man. They've just done a very, very good job.
And you think about some of the players, Maynard going back to the final again, some of the players they've had that have graduated. Bastine I mentioned earlier, Olivier. They've had some great players that they've had to replace. Lawton and Smith, a good core, and they're going to get a foul there. 18 seconds, Smith goes to the line, he's going to shoot 2. And they've had to replace guys, and they just keep coming back to this position. A great program that Paul Howes and his staff have crafted over there at Maynard.
You know, and again, at a public school, success oftentimes is built on a cycle, you know, because you've got to have the players. But the fact of the matter is when you build culture, and that culture is a passion to play the game, you get more young players that are starting earlier, that are learning more, and are working harder because they want to end up being in the Clark tournament and being the next champion.
Morelli for 3, he's got 20. Under 10 seconds now. Are they going to foul Lawton? They foul Lawton. 8-point game. Lawton will go to the line. Worcester News Tonight's coming up at 10. I didn't think I'd say this, but it almost might immediately follow this broadcast at this point.
I
6
know.
seconds left. Could take another 35 minutes. Lawton hits the first. And now some fresh faces into the game for Maynard. Ethan Mullen, 15, is into the game. Also going to try to get Aaron Jacob. In there.
Jacob, the junior.
6 seconds left, a 10-point game. Tim Lawton comes out to an ovation.
Andrew Shad, a junior, also in the ball game. Libator.
3, hit it. And time will expire. The game is over. Maynard is going back to the final with a chance to defend their two-time champion status here in the Clark Tournament. 4th straight Clark Tournament final appearance coming from Maynard. We're back to wrap things up right after this. Local news from Central Massachusetts for Central Massachusetts.
More than a dozen people are now without a home. A serious 2-vehicle crash in Worcester shuts down an exit on 190.
The Cannabis Control Commission is making Worcester its new home.
The new Paul Sox Stadium in Worcester is now one step closer to reality.
Reporters in the field. And an in-depth local forecast. Worcester News tonight on Charter TV3.
People listen to us up in Gardner, Fitchburg, Leominster, Auburn, Millbury, Grafton, Sturbridge. You know, we have Uxbridge. Again, this is not Worcester. We just don't talk about Worcester. We got selectmen on this show that want to talk about town meetings. We're a very great community. All of Worcester County, the people that I talk to each day, that listen to me each day, that watch me on Charter 193 each day. You want to talk to me? I'd love to talk to you.
All right, welcome back. Maynard's going back to the finals in the Clark Tournament, 63-56, the win over Hopedale, who was the #1 seed here in this smaller school bracket. 41 points were scored in the 4th quarter, Kevin Wells. 21 by Hopedale, 20 by Maynard in the 63-56 final. And Maynard goes back. Their names change, although Smith and Lawton have been kind of mainstays in Semakula. But the names change, but Maynard goes back to another championship. Great program.
Well, you know, and we talked about that. We talked about building culture, and Paul Howe has done a great job of doing that. He's got a lot of youngsters. So I look forward to that championship game with them on Saturday.
Yeah, and Hopedale gave it their all today. Tony Cordani's group really battling the Maynard Tigers in this one, but falling short. They've got some, some good size, some shooters outside. They'll be a force in the districts when the pairings come out and the brackets come out later this week, as early as tomorrow. Waiting for the Maynard Tigers to get some post-game comments, but Paul Howes, when he gets to this point in the tournament, he gets pretty fired up, and he's got a shot with Narragansett coming up on Saturday. Tommy Smith, the leading scorer, had 30 points tonight. He's with Brenna Wilson.
Tommy, great game today. What were you seeing out there on the court?
They were giving us a lot of pressure the whole game, and we played them just a week ago, so they know our strengths and we know theirs. So it really just came down to who would be the tougher team. So we decided as a group that we were just going to play harder than them, and we came out with a W. And I couldn't be more happy with my guys. So
what does it mean to be heading back to the finals?
It means a lot. It's always, every team in this tournament is really good, seed 1 to 8. So to get there is amazing every year. So we couldn't be happier, but we still got one more to go. So.
Awesome. Well, good luck on Saturday. We'll see you there. And we're going to bring in Timmy. Timmy, good game today. What were you seeing out there on the court?
They played tough. They played hard the whole game, and obviously they double-teamed Tommy because he's our highest scorer. And take away him at the point guard, it makes everything tough. But everyone on our team played tough. They did too, but we just got the better end of the board. So.
And you guys have Narragansett next. It's a team you guys know. What do you have to do on Saturday?
We got to play tough. We faced them twice this year. They're a tough team, so we have a lot in our hands for them.
Awesome. Well, good luck on Saturday. We'll see you there. Bring in Coach. Hey, Coach. Congratulations.
Thank you.
What were you seeing from your team?
I thought we played really hard, right? Hopedale's so good, right? We had such a battle with them last Thursday. they're in the same division as us, so we expect to have another battle with them in a couple of weeks in the districts. And, you know, we weren't pretty offensively, but I just really liked how hard we played. I thought that was really a big difference. Our score against them last week was 75-72, and this was what, 60-50 or something like that, 63-53. So just thought our grittiness was good. We were in a lot of foul trouble, and our kids hung in there.
You know, you had a lot of turnover from last year with seniors you had to replace. Looking at your team now, how have they been stepping up?
It's been such a gratifying year. You know, we're so blessed. We've won the Clark 2 years in a row. We've won the districts 3 years in a row, and we've been to the state finals 3 years in a row. And that's just because we got great players. And we did lose 2 college players, and these kids have just filled in tremendously. I'm so proud of our seniors. Timmy and Tommy are doing a terrific job. You saw their effort here tonight, but I just want to say I think Coach Cardani does a terrific job, and I think the Hopedale kids are just really, really good players, and can't wait to see them again in 2 weeks.
Well, good luck on Saturday. We'll see you then.
Great.
We'll send it back to you guys.
Take care.
All right, thank you, Brenna. Thank you, Coach. Kevin, another nice night here at the Clark. Good games, and we'll be back on Saturday night. So will the Maynard Tigers. They're back here taking on Narragansett in the championship game because the Warriors defeated Sutton 63-59 in our first semifinal tonight. We're back for Championship Saturday, beginning our doubleheader at 6 p.m. here on Charter TV3, the 80th Clark Tournament, only here on Charter TV3. For Kevin Wells, Brenna Wilson, Sean Grady, our executive producer and director, all of us here at Charter TV3, we thank you for joining us here again from the Small Schools Semifinals. We hope to see you on Saturday night, and thanks for watching.